Greetings, football lovers. Welcome to another episode of Ball Chat Podcast. I am Benton. Along with brethren, my brother, Junior.
Why?
How are you doing, sir?
Stressful day so far, but I'm here. I'm good.
The engineer is stressed. Liverpool fans are happy. Manchester City fans are stressed.
Hold on, let me send out the video too.
Come on, my family. How are you doing? Come on.
I'm good.
Oh, what a day. And football lovers, come on, is our resident referee, the one who knows VAR inside out. So she will be ready to discuss your comments and questions. Link us on our Facebook and our YouTube pages and send on your comments and questions and we'll address them. It's been a wonderful week watching football. We had Champions League, but we have the big bad EPL again to the junior. All right, football family, as we usual, we're going to kick our show off with our ballers and bugs. Ballers being the most impressive players of the week and bugs being the unimpressive player of the week. Ballers, step forward, come on. Who do you have as your ball of the week watching football?
I'm going to give it to Jamie Vardy. Leicester has not been a world beater. I mean, even when they won the title, they weren't known as a world beating team or a very good team. So for Jamie Vardy to actually put Leicester on his back, I mean, like helping Leicester to be up there, top three, actually, right? The Leicester is, it is an accomplishment, and let's say Vardy is here for the party.
Yeah, Jamie Vardy and Leicester City. Yo, they defeated Arsenal 2-0. Jamie Vardy scored his 11th goal of the season. Brendan Rodgers is working a miracle, some say, at Leicester City. 2-0 they defeated a soft soap Arsenal team. We'll get to that in our EPL review. Jamie Vardy has scored 20 goals in 22 matches since Brendan Rodgers has been there at Leicester City. So he's back to his old ways. Leicester City defeated Arsenal 2-0. Jamie Vardy's ball of the week. Junior, who is your ball of the week, boss?
This one is going to be coming from out of left field a little bit. But my ball of the week is Mr. Kurt Zuma. And I'm going to tell you why. I beat Kurt Zuma to scorn early in the season. I said he couldn't defend. He didn't have any sense. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to go out on a limb and say part of the reason why Chelsea has won 6 straight Premier League games is because of the play of their defenders. And you cannot big up the defenders without big up Zuma. So he's a part of the whole. So big up Kurt Zuma. Definitely showing improvement. And is it coaching or is it confidence? I don't know.
Chelsea, Kurt Zuma.
Yes, sir.
Yes, he looked like he's rounding into form as a good defender coming back from major injuries. Chelsea and Kurt Zuma continue to ride in the EPL, 6 victories in a row. Family on YouTube or Facebook, send on your ballers and bugs. Come on's baller so far. Come on, baller was Vardy and Junior's baller is Kurt Zuma.
If you want to know, Dalton's baller is the Liverpool midfield. And he said Junior always undermines them because they are not the most creative, but today they were on their A game. We'll talk about that.
A big up yourself, Dalton, on Facebook. We see you. See your family, Marco Pratt. We see you rolling with your ballers and bugs family. We'll soon get to bugs, but ballers, step forward. Those who are on YouTube, Frenzy, or whatever your name, forward with your ballers also, because I'm looking for Man City to have their ballers ready.
We have a piece of beating.
We have a piece of beating ready for the Man City family. My ball of the week. And in keeping with the big matchup in the EPL, is this Liverpool midfield. Dalton mentioned it, but we have to big up Fabinho. Fabinho scored an exceptional goal. Granted, Ilkay Gundogan gave him a tap. I pretty much laid it on a platform for him. But Fabinho's work in that midfield, sometimes he didn't really even have any threat. But the ability and the rise of Fabinho in this Liverpool outfit to where he is now, to really scoring goals, shoving people around, and dominant. Excellent performance. So I'm giving big ups to Fabinho. And I want to give an honorable mention to Ndidi of Leicester City. Indeed, Nigerian international seems to be running in form in that Leicester City midfield. And he is a critical reason why Leicester City is number 2 in the EPL and international break. Chelsea fan cannot say anything. Leicester City is number 2. Bugs time. And we know we have a lot of bugs. Big up yourself, Coffee Powell. We see your family.
Is it coffee or coffee?
Coffee or coffee?
I think it's coffee.
Coffee.
Big up coffee. Big up coffee. Coffee. Who's your ballers? El Pistolero. Oh, Lord.
El Pistolero. We see your family. We never walk alone. Ballers of the week. Bring your ballers and your bugs forward.
Yeah, bring your ballers. Bring your ballers. Kofi, Marco. We need your baller. El Pistolero. Who's your baller of the week?
Where are the Man City fans? We want them. They spoke a lot last week. Where are the Man City fans?
It's low tide. The blue moon has set.
And in keeping with bugs and Man City, come on, your bug of the week.
I have a whole bunch of bugs, right? So Pep needs to be number 1. His formation was ridiculous. That's the first thing. Second of all, Pep knows that his defensive line is terrible. And going up against a Liverpool attacking front line and attacking midfield, how on earth can you not have good? You have all the money. You have all the oil money. Get some defenders. My next bug is Emery calling for calm. How can you be calm when you got 2-0 from a Leicester City? This is the big bad Arsenal. You can't call for calm when you are doing so poorly. Then we need Aguero, who can never score at Anfield. Today he was like a shell of the striker that he's supposed to be. So we're going to put some blame on him. And VAR for that toenail reversal of a goal for Sheffield United. That was ridiculous. We're going to talk about VAR, later on in the program. But how can someone upstairs use a ruler and tell me that that knee was not in line with that Sheffield United toe? It's just crazy. So VAR is okay. Let me take it back. Not VAR. The technician who made that call against Sheffield United is my bug of the week.
It's an infestation, Junior.
Yeah.
It's an absolute infestation. Come on, let us see if I can review or just remind the fans of Come On's bugs of the week. Let's see. You're gonna have to help me here. Pep Guardiola for foolishness at Liverpool. Yes. Unai Emery telling Arsenal family and fan base to stay calm after 2-0 defeat to Leicester City. Stay calm, Arsenal. Stay calm, Gunners. VAR technicians for using a ruler, taking a goal away from Sheffield United, right?
Right.
Who else? Come on. Who else am I missing?
Aguero.
And Kun, Sergio absent Aguero.
Invisible.
Invisible ball at Anfield. Family, send on your bugs of the week and ballers of the week. Dalton say Bugs is the whole organization at Tottenham. Cole Spurs, of course, Arsenal. Dalton on it again this week. They are truly called Arsenal. And Pep Guardiola, bug of the week. El Pistolero's bug of the week is Unai Emery. Truly deserve Unai Emery saying that calm down. We can still get Champions League spot. What is he smoking?
How the mighty has fallen.
Coffee said, come on, go sit down.
Kofi
said, come on, go sit down. His ball of the week is Killer Pool. And what he said, Junior?
Yo, all right, let me tell you something now.
Your bug of the week, boss.
My bug of the week is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And I'm going to tell you why.
I didn't even remember that team played this week.
well, this is my issue with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He came into the year talking about the youth movement and the rise of the youth at Manchester United, right?
Yes.
He did get rid of some dead weight that he could. But for some reason, he continues to play the same 11 every week.
Yes.
I don't see rotation coming in the squad until absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
See what happened to McTominay today? I don't know the extent of his injury. I haven't checked. But you're going to see a lot more players at Manchester United get hurt because they're not getting rotated. Thais Chung, Mason Greenwood, Angel Gomez, just to name a few. Williams.
Play the kids.
Play the kids.
Play the kids.
Play the kids. That's
the
my
only
vote.
Gunnar Solskjaer is Junior's bug of the week. Football fans, we're talking about real teams here, and he pulled a Manchester United bug of the week. But we'll grant him that only bug of the week. Manchester United won. They defeated a soft soap Brighton 3-1. Should have scored about 9 goals. But, you know, only Gunnar Solskjaer is the bug of the week for Junior.
Yep.
My bug of the week, Pep Guardiola. I mean, high-priced manager. I think probably highest-paid manager in football circles. I mean, you are the highest-paid manager, and that is the garbage team that you run out at Liverpool? Come on. Bug of the week. You know that Vincent Kompany was going to be leaving at the end of the summer. What did you do rather than went out and got a replacement of Vincent Kompany? You got Joel Cancelo. Joel Cancelo can still not defend. I don't understand this idea of wanting to score goals and not defend. Absolutely shocking. So Pep Guardiola is my bug of the week. My other bug of the week is Ralph Hasenhuttl of Southampton. Southampton lost to Everton. Southampton is now sitting 19 in the EPL.
You surprised?
Southampton sitting 19 and they lost to Everton. Idiot side Everton. So those are my bugs of the week.
Why?
Any honorable mention?
Kofi says, bug of the week, Judah and come on. El Pistolero says, City have come on Chelsea team after the international break, November 23rd. So he's waiting on a favor. We're going to talk about that.
Yes, yes.
Marco says his ball of the week is Mane with a dive, which is kind of ironic. Christian Pulisic, and his bug is Pep.
It's Pep Guardiola. See you, Marco. See your family. See you, El Pistolero. All right, any other bugs or ballers, honorable mention, come on for you?
Christian
honorable
Pulisic,
mentions?
again. I mean, you know, for some young players, they would probably,
Come on, hide for the camera.
Come on, you hide from the camera. We can't see you.
Me?
Yes, there you are. We see you now.
So Christian Pulisic, because any other player would probably, you know, kind of like wither and whatever, but he's actually coming into his own, and he's actually scoring goals, making good plays, and helping Chelsea to be a better team. So let me give him an honor. You know, I'm not his fan. I'm not a fan of Christian Pulisic.
You're not?
But I give Caesar what is due to Caesar.
So honorable mention to Captain America for Ball of the Week. Continue to play, continue to make a difference in that Chelsea outfit. 6 wins in a row. Now to our EPL review, and let's get to the meat of the matter, because every other games this week was secondary. It's about Man City versus Liverpool. 1 versus 2 going into the matchup. Well, 1 versus 4 going into the matchup. Man City is now 4th in the table. Liverpool continue their dominance. Junior, your assessment, your big takeaway from that game?
My biggest takeaway from the game is whoever is responsible for scouting in Manchester City. The money that was spent on Mahrez is one thing.
Riyad Mahrez, £60 million.
Right, a record signing.
Record signing for them at the time.
I'm going to go on record and say this right now. That has not been the worst signing.
Which one is?
Rodri. I looked at Rodri early in the season, and I remember telling you guys that this guy doesn't fit English Premier League. Big up Fabinho. I would take nothing away from your goal, Fabinho. But Gundogan, fine. You should have cleared the ball out to the wing, right?
Yeah.
He cleared it right down the middle of the field. Any central defensive midfielder worth his weight in gold, or worth his weight in salt,
yes,
would be in that little vicinity. At least be in the camera shot of Fabinho taking the shot.
And he's too slow.
He was nowhere near there.
He's missing an action.
And I've seen Rodri constantly walking in that midfield.
The pace is killing him.
A midfield, by the way, that includes De Bruyne.
Gundogan.
and Gundogan.
Gundogan.
So you are expected to be the enforcer.
Yes.
And to me, that was a difference in the game. And Dalton talk about the Liverpool midfielder played well today. The reason why Liverpool midfield played well today because they had no competition.
Well, you can only play who's in front of you.
And they were playing nobody.
Come on, your big takeaway, and I want you
Big up Mikhail.
big up yourself, family, on Facebook and YouTube, and chime in on this game, you know, whenever you so feel. Come on, but you're the referee. There were some. Please give us an overview on these calls. I mean, the Man City fans, Pep Guardiola is complaining. He said at one time in the game, he said there were 2 penalties that he was owed at the end. He sarcastically said thank you, or ridiculing the referee pretty much. Was it a penalty kick for the Trent Arnold handball? I know Bernardo Silva handled the ball first. Ball hit Bernardo Silva, and then secondly on the next one, the Sadio Mane so-called pushing Raheem Sterling in the back. Was that a PK? Did City get robbed in your professional opinion?
No. Initially, I saw the Trent Arnold handling of the ball, right? So I didn't see the Bernardo Silva. So big up to Nigel Forrester for saying it to me because I didn't see it. I was watching the match, but I just didn't see it. But to be fair, that's in the rule. The rule is if it comes from another player's hand, handing out the ball or whatever, it's close to that player and it touches the player, then it's actually ruled as not a PK, not a handing on the ball, which is one thing. The first thing is this: if it touched Bernardo Silva's hand, it should have been a dead ball. It should have been a free kick in the opposite direction. It should have been a free kick to Liverpool. So if they had blown the whistle and it was a dead ball because of the first handball, Trent Arnold would not have handled the ball. Forget Silva's handling of the ball. Liverpool fans are saying, oh, it's not a penalty because his hand was, where was his hand? It was in an unnatural position. The Premier League, they came up with an explanation to say that his hand was not in an unnatural position. If that is not an unnatural position, I don't know what is. If you remember the PSG and Manchester United game, the hand was closer to the body than that one. So that was actually incorrect by the FA to come out and say it was not in an unnatural position. Say that you missed the first call or you made the decision not to be for it to be a PK because of Bernardo Silva's handball, then people would understand, and that is in fact correct. The other thing with Raheem Sterling was expecting that contact. He actually fell over slightly. So I always say if it's not a PK, if it's not a foul in the box, then it's a dive. And I think what they should start doing is penalize players, and then we would eliminate the simulation in the box and around the box. So Pep wasn't robbed today. I also want to put some blame on Sergio Aguero. When I'm refereeing U9, the coach yells at the U9 players, play to the whistle. The ref didn't blow the whistle. Why are you stopping to argue with the ref as if the referee is going to change his mind? We're not going to change our mind. Play until they hear the whistle. So Sergio Aguero actually left his players, his team high and dry by not being involved in the breakaway for Liverpool. So Pep wasn't robbed. He needs to go back and he needs to spend some money, get some defenders, shore up his goalkeeping pool, and he probably needs to put Sergio Aguero out to pasture.
Junior, go ahead.
Come on. Hold on. And big up all the Liverpool fans. They're going to hate me now, but that's fine. Number one, that was a handball. That was a penalty. That's number one.
Which on Trent
Arnold. The City point name?
Bernardo
Silva. That was not a handball because that the ball was kicked from what? Literally a foot away.
Okay.
So that was an inadvertent. All right, put it this way. What happened today is the absolute worst case scenario for the English FA. This was your marquee game. This was your best game that will be on the calendar for a long period of time. This was where all eyes were on the game. You bringing in technology and trying to work into trying to get through the Kings, trying to get. This was the absolute worst case scenario where the scenario arises. What if there's a questionable call? Should the referee blow the call dead and go to VAR or let the play go on? What do they say? Let the play go on at least for that possession. What if a goal occurs after that? Do you call back the goal and give the handball, or do you say, forget about the handball, give the goal, which I think is what happened. Because the VAR ref, I promise you, is human. Looked at it and said, yo, that is a handball, you know. But guess what? I don't want to be the one to make the call to take away such a pretty goal. The referees are human. No, let's be real. Let's be real. Do you want to be that VAR ref to take away probably the goal of the season?
It's not about taking. It's about getting the calls right.
But the call was right because based on the referee's discretion, which is the letter of the law.
Yes.
VAR should remove or is there to come against a clear and obvious error. Was it a clear and obvious error? The VAR ref can says no, it wasn't, because based on the referee's judgment, the referee can come into his match report and probably say, yo, the ball was kicked from 3 yards away at a high pace. He had no chance or no option to remove his hand. Fine. And Liverpool suffered by the same rule when Manchester United scored, which is kind of ironic because Liverpool fans are crying foul about how homeboy was fouled, and that's what led to the Rashford goal. But now they're saying, oh no, it wasn't a handball. Make the play go on. Not even 3 weeks. This is the absolute worst case nightmare for them.
But the thing is this: Silva's arm diverted the ball. That's just it. If Silva's hand did not divert the ball, it would have been a penalty if Trent Arnold had touched the ball. So you negate it when another player touched the ball. My thing is this: it should have been a dead ball. Silva, the ball touched Silva's hand, dead ball, because he's an attacking player.
But does the referee see it though?
But this is the thing: the referee can't see everything. Right. Remember, sometimes when we are watching the game, we see the referee. There's something happen, and the referee stop and say the VAR is checking, because they can see something and then alert the referee to it, because the referee is not going to see everything. I've seen in games where the referee is doing something else and then he stops and he points to the ear thing or whatever, and he says there's a check going on. So if this is what VAR is supposed to do, this is what they're supposed to do. It was a clear handball. Say Silva's handball wasn't clear, Trent Arnold's handball was clear. So they should have checked, and I think they checked, and because they saw Silva's hand, they negated the call. But it should have been a dead ball.
I think that was an excuse. They got an out because you remember the goal that went against Manchester United when the whole team thought it was a offside.
Which goal is this?
Was it Crystal Palace?
Okay.
Which game was it that homeboy scored?
So, but we need consistency in the thing.
But what is consistency?
And that's the thing.
Yes.
But how do you describe consistency?
But all right, but listen. So this is the thing, right? What they took from the handball thing, my understanding is what they took away from the handball thing was it being deliberate. So before referees used to grapple and people used to grapple with, was it intentional? Was it not intentional? They took it away. So this is something lesson for IFAB, and just give me a minute so I can kind of say something about it, right? So I'm reading from it. It says, previously the handball law centered around the offense being a deliberate act. While that is still the case, there are now more exact examples of what should and should not be penalized for handball. The IFAB now states that a handball is awarded if a player makes his body bigger with his arm, and it is automatically an offense if the arm is above shoulder height. It is now also clear that there is no handball offense if the ball deflects onto the arm or if the ball hits a player who is using his arm for support. A free kick or penalty will be awarded if the ball goes into the goal after touching an attacking player's hand or arm. A player gains control, possession of the ball after he touches their hand, arm, and then scores or creates a goal scoring opportunity. The ball touches a player's hand, which has made their body unnaturally bigger. That's what happened to Trent Arnold today. But at the same time, there is no offense if the ball touches a player's hand, arm, which is close to their body and has not made their body unnaturally bigger. And if it deflects from another player who is close by to that player.
All right, come on. Read the rules. All right.
So it's two things in one. So if Silva's handball was not in play, it would have been a straight handball because of Trent Arnold.
Right. Thank you. And the referee has spoken. Manchester United Junior, a family on
Arsenal. Thank you, Michael. It was the Arsenal game. The Aubameyang goal.
Yeah, yes. All right. Now to the game because we need to get to football itself. Is Man City dead in this title race? They're sitting fourth. Lowest points for Pep Guardiola team after 12 games in all these years of coaching. Chelsea and Leicester City are above them.
I don't think they're dead because Liverpool has won the championship already.
Yeah.
I think they're dead because of the competition that's around them.
The competitions.
Because we've seen this before in Liverpool. Liverpool was up 10 points last year around this time.
Yeah.
Even
11.
later, and
11.
slipped. 11.
Yeah.
And slipped. So we're not giving the trophy to Liverpool, but I think Leicester is for real.
Mm-hmm.
I think Chelsea is for real.
Mm-hmm.
And you never know. Arsenal just can put it. No, for real. No, for real. No, what I'm saying is parity. Man City does not have a midfield and doesn't have any defenders.
Yeah.
They don't have the fear factor anymore. So a Sheffield United will gladly play against Man City right now.
Yes, yeah.
So they have a lot more competition to make up this 9-point gap.
Okay. So. Come on, Liverpool has only lost one out of their last 51 EPL games. I mean, where do they drop points from here going in to not win this title? I mean, it's
the second half of the season. When we come back from, I think Liverpool, I think they're now ready to lose some points, and I think they will.
No, you're kidding me. You're absolutely kidding me. Come on.
The race. No. The race.
And that's a tad bit of bias. That's a tad bit of anti-Liverpool sentiments there. Come on.
Hey, no, it's not. But it's just facts. It's just facts. Look at it. Last year, same time, 11 points ahead. They only lost one game last season.
Okay. Yeah.
So it can happen. You have a team like Sheffield. Listen, I was watching Wolves, and it's not the Wolves of old. So we have teams that can actually nick some points, not only from Liverpool, but other teams.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about Man City, hold a second. Who realized that Pep only used one sub today?
I did.
Liverpool running Manchester City ragged, and he only used one
sub. Yes. He was last at sea today. All right.
But he needs to go. He needs to go, and he needs to spend some money. Come January, he needs to bring some players in, and then the race will change because Klopp is not going to buy anybody. Klopp is not going to buy.
He's already Pep Guardiola side is already the highest spending side out there. It's a change in mindset. You cannot.
No, it's not a change. Manchester City will buy the trophy. Don't worry about it. They'll buy the trophy. Listen, it's not a change in mindset when you don't have the talent. Pep can give all the pep talk that he wants, no pun intended. But if his backline is weak, he cannot keep up with all these teams. And Pep wants to win.
But come on, Pep had an opportunity to get talent, and he refused to go get those talent. he
So
decided
now
to.
he's going to learn the hard way.
He,
Do
he
you, the look?
decided to
No, hold
invest.
on. The look on Pep's face today. You think that was happiness?
No,
He
because I think
completely and utter embarrassed today.
it's a tad bit of arrogance, and then you set up. Pep needs to humble himself a little bit. He needs to humble himself and just take what's given to him. The team backline is garbage. He thinks that Otamendi and John Stone and Emerick Laporte can support it. It's garbage, but he refused to go get. When they asked him about this in the offseason, he said, "We will be fine. We'll find a way."
Not anymore. Today, I swore he was going to have a stroke, so I'm sure he's going to have the oil people bring out the checkbook and buy some players because he does not want to be embarrassed.
Let's move away from losing team. Let's move away from losing teams and try to hit some more other roundup in our EPL. But final thoughts on Liverpool, Junior. You're the Manchester United fan, but I know you're an objective voice.
I told you guys last week.
You have to give them some credit for what they're doing.
I told you for the last couple of weeks that Liverpool is on the verge of building a dynasty.
It seems like it.
And
they're doing.
They look unbeatable. They really do. They really do. And you look at Jordan Henderson.
Yes.
Being a winger today and looking so comfortable.
And someone said they must be on steroids. The ability to work back. But clearly, Klopp and this Liverpool team, the key ingredient to their success are thus far. I mean, they haven't won the trophy yet, but the key ingredient, and the same thing that they did last year in the Champions League, is a relentless commitment to work. This ability to hunt the ball down, to stay committed to the task at hand. I mean, those things don't show up on a stat sheet, but it's absolutely fantastic. You don't see the soft soap Kevin De Bruyne and those players wanting to do that day in and day out. Big up to the family on Facebook. Mikhail says, well, if Liverpool can't win it this year, then that would be a major meltdown again if they don't win it this year.
And big up the baller, LD. Big up Kevin.
Big up Kevin. Liverpool, Arsenal.
Oh, so it's a Heraldo there.
Big up Heraldo.
Perfect segue.
All right. Segueing away from Liverpool versus Manchester City to the other big matchup yesterday. Liverpool, Arsenal versus Leicester City. I'm in pain for my Gunners fan. I'm in pain. Leicester City beat the brakes off Arsenal. Unai Emery got serenaded by a Leicester City fan that he's getting sacked in the morning. Leicester City fans. What is going on with Arsenal? Aubameyang is now the captain. Do you see Unai Emery lasting through this international break, Junior?
No, I told you why. This uncertainty, and now rumor has it that he came out and said that Xhaka probably has played his last game for Arsenal.
Yeah.
I mean, if that was your captain, you know at least half of that locker room likes him. And you're going to come out and if this rumor surfaced that he's played his last game, you've just lost half your locker room.
Yeah.
So it's not pretty.
What did you see from that Arsenal or Leicester City? Leicester City, give me your thoughts on that game. Come on. Leicester City was absolutely impressive, flying around into tackles. What did you see from the Arsenal outfit?
I didn't see. Was Arsenal there? I mean, was Arsenal even playing? Leicester City. I mean, you don't have the big name players like how Arsenal have the big name players that go out there. Even the Pepe was okay, but you had what's his name, Wilfred and Didi.
Yes.
He's like a Conte 2.0.
Yep.
Yes. He's definitely growing into that role.
Yeah, so it was a really good game by Leicester City, and I think Vardy, it's just amazing the transition. When you look at Vardy, where he was in 2012 to where he is now, I mean, it's a feel-good story. Perseverance is a good story with Vardy. But for him to be scoring all these goals and playing very well for Leicester, bringing Leicester up, I mean, like in second place above my team, oh no. Arsenal deserved the whooping they got yesterday.
Yeah, Arsenal definitely deserved the whooping. All right, and Junior, David Luiz and this Arsenal outfit. I mean, they don't seem to have any other alternative in that defensive setup, right?
You can't just spend $8 million like that, man. That's the $8 million man.
It's $8 million.
And he started so well, but it looked like him get tired now.
So we expect more of the same from Arsenal, right? It's big up to the family.
No, I don't. No. Let's not get carried away. And I'm going to be serious now. I'm not playing radio. Everybody go through their ups and downs and their spells and their peaks and valleys.
All right, so Arsenal is in a valley now.
The Arsenal is in a rut.
A rut, yeah.
And all they want is a Brighton.
Okay.
And
somebody to get right.
Southampton. Just give them 2 games and
somebody to get right.
And a new coach. They need a new coach.
But even the higher purchase baller was on the bench. So it's like, he doesn't know what starting lineup to use or even the formation that plays us. Looks like as if he's still in a testing phase. And I mean, we're so many games in. This is not your first year as a coach. I mean, don't you see the players that you have day in and day out in training? Don't you know what you have? So for you to bring in this player to say, okay, he is one of the best players that we could get. We spent all this money and you have him on the bench. What did he do? What did he underestimate Leicester City? What did he do? So Emery is I don't know if he's not in his teething stage. We're past that. Mm-hmm. So it's not in some real trouble. And I really don't know if a new coach will really fix it, because the players, either they're not motivated enough or they're just not good enough.
Yeah. All right, let's try to touch some other major news, because we spent a lot of time on the Liverpool and Man City discussion, but try to touch some major news around football. Before we go, Geraldo Haynes, big up yourself. He says, give Liverpool all the credit. But again, can this continuous up-tempo style over so many games come January and beyond? He says, coaching killing Arsenal. Our transition defense is non-existent. We cannot defend in wide areas. God go with you, Arsenal. God go with you. And Dalton said, what was Ozil doing on the field yesterday? I have the same question, but I don't know. All right. Chelsea is in third in the EPL. Come on, 6 wins in a row on the chart for Frank Lampard and this outfit. Are you happy with what you're seeing from this Chelsea unit? I mean, a win is a win, and they're winning continuously now.
Yeah. Can we be dominant against a big side? Can we show up against a Manchester City, even though we say Manchester City is wounded? Even though we say they're wounded, I mean, they still have some bright spots. Can we actually beat them convincingly and keep, moving along? Can we beat a Liverpool? Can we beat a Leicester? Can we actually see a Wolves and give Wolves a big man beating? So I'm impressed by what I'm seeing from Frank Lampard, but can we maintain? Can we keep, holding our position? I mean, third isn't bad. I'd rather first, but with the transfer ban, I mean, we're not in a bad spot. So, Pulisic is playing well. He finally subbed Mason Mount. I was wondering if he was injured, because Lampard never take him off the pitch. So, I mean, I think we're doing okay.
Yeah, Chelsea's doing well. And
can I pat myself on my back?
You can. You pat yourself on your back at the end of the season. You call it.
He did it from the first game. From Manchester beat us, he said
from the very first game, I said what I see from Chelsea is a very good team. It was a smokes and mirrors, but that Man City game, where's it going to be played? At Stamford Bridge?
That they go to the Etihad against Man City, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And Man City is trying to get right after the international break.
Yeah.
And we'll prove you that
I was
game
going to
coming
a bold prediction, but not anymore.
No, not anymore. Keep your prediction to yourself.
But I did say that they're going to push the top 2.
You definitely do. And based on what they're doing, they should look like they are pushing up against those things.
And Mikel said it. Stop talking about transfer ban. Chelsea has all the players already.
That's true. They have a lot of players. In fact, come on, I want to quote you. You said we have 40 players out on loan. Yep. We will be fine. You said that last year on Ball Chat.
And Dalton said Leicester plays as a unit from back to front, which is 100% true.
All right. So let's try to hit some other quick games before we do some other news and review subjects in football this week. Sheffield United and Spurs. I mean, Sheffield got robbed here, right? Come on, quick.
They were actually robbed. They were robbed. Now the explanation is that they draw the line from the armpit, not the shoulder.
The explanations are fluid with the VAR thing in the EPL. They are fluid.
Yeah, but Sheffield ran Tottenham ragged. I mean, I was impressed by this newly promoted team. They're doing very well.
Yes, and it was interesting. The coach of Sheffield United said, you know, he doesn't know what to do about VAR, but one thing he will know that is if his players are diving and fainting and doing all this stupid stuff on the field, they probably won't get a jersey next matchup. So he's a very demanding coach. And they're doing quite well. Let's see how long they can keep this impressive run going. Stepping away from the EPL, Junior, did you want to say anything about your big coach, Pochettino?
Find a new team.
Find a new what?
Find a new team.
I
was going to say Real Madrid, but no.
Find a new team.
All
right.
Go to Arsenal.
Stepping away from the EPL. And another major news in European football that took place this weekend, Bayern Munich beat the brakes of Borussia Dortmund 4-0.
Can I tap myself on the back?
No, you actually didn't pick that game, did you?
But I did ask a question. did I ask a question?
You did ask a question.
Okay, and my question was answered, right?
Your question was answered.
Okay.
In fact,
didn't I pick Bayern to beat the brakes of Dortmund?
You did. Okay.
Yes, we did.
Football lovers, I'm the only one who picked all three games correctly. I picked Dortmund beating Inter, Bayern beating Dortmund, and City beating getting the brakes beat off of them by Liverpool. I was the answer.
You did.
So, all right. Back to Bayern versus Dortmund Junior. After you finish patting yourself on your back with no coach, Bayern beat the brakes off Dortmund. Does that say something bigger about Dortmund or Bayern?
It says something bigger about Inter Milan.
Why?
Because
Inter Milan didn't play.
this soft soap team,
Dortmund. Yes.
Inter had them on the ropes and couldn't beat them.
2-0. Inter was leading
Couldn't
them 2-0.
beat them, right? And after that, now I even said to myself, like, wow, Dortmund just might beat the brakes off Bayern Munich. And Bayern Munich said, wait, this isn't Lukaku you're playing against, sir. You're playing against a real striker and a real attacking side. Yes, them have Conte, but then they have a side. It says more about Inter. Bayern Munich is Bayern Munich, Dortmund is Dortmund, and that the dominance show and why Munich is a big side in Germany. But a red flag should be thrown on Inter. Because how the hell you don't beat this Dortmund team after being up 2-0? This same Dortmund team that got beaten by a coachless Bayern Munich that is in shambles.
All right, come on. Let's get your thoughts on the Dortmund versus Bayern game. Dortmund coach Lucien Favre took off Jadon Sancho at 36 minutes into the game. You know, there was speculation that he was injured. At the presser, he said, the post-match press conference, he said, no, he just wasn't good enough.
He's the number 10 at Manchester United is waiting for him.
You know, is it the fact that Jadon Sancho isn't good enough, or is the fact that Lucien Favre is not good enough? Give us your thoughts on this Bayern versus Dortmund game.
It's the entire Dortmund that's not good enough. Sancho is not the only player on the pitch, so let's not kill him. But what's his name? Flick. Bayern is saying that Flick is going to be the coach for the near future. So I don't know what you're saying about Bayern being a coachless team. They're saying this is my man and I'm sticking with him. Plus,
hold on.
Assistant coach? Mm-hmm.
I thought Arsene Wenger is supposed to be getting lined up for the coach for the rest of the year, not Flick.
But no, absolutely not. So hold on. Do you think Arsene Wenger is a good fit for Bayern?
No, I don't think so. I absolutely don't think so. I think it's a waste of time to hire him. But
exactly. So they said you better him go back to Arsenal. But
yeah, yeah.
anyway, so they said that Flick will be the coach for the rest of the season.
Okay.
For Dortmund, we talked about it. Dortmund just don't show up when they're supposed to show up. I mean, they act as if they're the baby brother or the baby sister in Germany. They don't want to act as if they belong. So of course we knew that an aged Bayern would beat a younger Dortmund. Dortmund is just I don't even know what to say about them. But Sancho is a baller. So I don't know, maybe he wasn't good enough on the day, but he's a good baller. He can fit in any Premier League side,
He's coming to
especially
Manchester
Manchester
United.
United.
Yes.
Man, you want him.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, and Arsenal will sell a kidney
No.
just to get what? Arsenal not sell a kidney.
Them
They
not
will
no
sell
kidney
one
league.
of Ozil's kidney for Sancho. Oh, you want him, Junior? You want him a Man U?
No, I don't want
But-
him. The player wants to come to Manchester United.
Well, he's rebelling. So, but we did say, Benton, that Dortmund would not match up to Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's a coaching problem or it's a belief problem.
It's Dortmund has one of the same issues we're having, and I think is it Walter Materazzi or one of those Italian defenders or players said this about the style of football that we see nowadays is that a lot of teams they want to play this attacking fancy football. You give them space and they will score 5-6 goals, but they don't have the intestinal fortitude, the guts to go in and do the dirty work and grind out victories. And the same thing with Dortmund. Coffee said Sheffield playing good football. Spurs fans are upset. Mikel said that Sheffield didn't get the goal. They were booing. Mikel also said Poch is good. They deprive of players. Mikel also said Sancho is not good enough today, but to be subbed off after 30 minutes was a joke. Not even half time. Even half time. So Bayern Munich moves up the table as Dortmund moves the other way in the Bundesliga. Let's try to hit some other quick games as we know we're running a little bit long on time. Champions League quickly. A big game took place this week. 4-4 Ajax versus Chelsea. Come on, you're the Chelsea fan. It was Ajax 9 men at the end. Your thoughts, quick thoughts. I mean, 3 teams are sitting in that group on 7 points. That Chelsea group is Chelsea, Valencia, and Ajax. 2 match days remaining. 2 teams are going to go through. Your thoughts on the 4-4 draw between Chelsea and Ajax?
Well, I was happy for the 4-4 draw. The referee was poor.
Happy for 4-4 draw.
I mean, 4-4. I mean, like, the referee was poor. I mean, Blind red card was deserved, right?
Yeah.
He deserved it because he was on a yellow and he decided to make a rash challenge.
Yeah.
Of course. But then in the next minute, you give a player a red card for a handball, which was like, I mean, it was just ridiculous. So the referee was poor. He let Chelsea back into the game. I'm not complaining. I'll take the 1 point. But, it wasn't. And the players did say it after the game. And I agree with them. The referee bailed Chelsea out.
Yeah, referee bailed Chelsea out. And football lovers, we're going to keep track of this group because who knows? Maybe Chelsea won't even make it to the next round. They go to Valencia in the next match. So let's see. And then they have Lille after that. All right, Junior, as we hit home on our football ball chat podcast, football discussion show, Inter Milan, you brought up Inter Milan earlier. It said more about Inter Milan. The Dortmund lost to Bayern. Inter Milan and Antonio Conte led Dortmund in the Champions League 2-0. Is it an issue where Inter Milan's coach Dortmund doesn't have his players yet and he's going to have to work with? This is his first year of the tenure. Do you expect them to get better? Do you see them coming out of this group with Dortmund, Barcelona, into the next round of the Champions League? 2 of them are going to leave. Do you think Inter Milan can recover from their position and get out of this group?
The best thing that could happen to Inter Milan is to get them butts kicked out of the group and go into the
Europa League
and build.
And
because Conte does need time. We know Conte's pedigree, but one thing that we see with Inter right now, I don't think they know who they are.
Yeah.
So I think they're more reliant. They're relying more on the tactics than their skill and their talents.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Okay.
So they're just a little bit too rigid.
Yeah. All right, football fans, as we try to touch some other quick news in football, Come on, U17 World Cup is currently going on. We're in the quarterfinal phase. Netherlands defeated Paraguay today 4-1. South Korea is playing the under 17 Mexico team. Spain and France and Italy and Brazil is in the other two matchup. Your quick thoughts on the U17 World Cup. Is it a thing where Brazil or France will take this thing?
No. Spain is actually playing good football, and Netherlands. Don't sleep on Netherlands. I think the striker he plays for Manchester City, if I'm not mistaken. Some good foot. I'm just kind of disappointed that Senegal kind of is out of the running. But don't sleep on Italy and Netherlands. Mexico, I'm not impressed by Mexico. It's like they don't do well at the U17 level for some reason, but at this competition. So I think either Netherlands or Spain will definitely take it.
In the Netherlands or Spain. Junior, do you have any thoughts on who will take this?
I'm biased, Brazil.
You're always biased. It's always Brazil. All right, football fans, as we head home quickly, other major news that occurred this week in football. Borussia fans, this thing with Mario Balotelli has been frustrating. Mario Balotelli got racially abused by Verona fans in a recent matchup, and his own fan base, his own ultras, are supporting the side of the Borussia of the Verona racist fans. Junior, your thoughts on this?
I told you guys in the last international break when we talked about racism. Newton's third law of motion. Equal and opposite reaction. We are going to fight against racism, and which should happen, but we should not be surprised when the racists take up arms using the same legal avenues that we are trying to fight. It just should be expected. Are you surprised? No. And this should be indication to all of the black or minority or non-white players in Italy. Not because your fans are being racist towards the opponent, that means that they like you. Not because your fans are making monkey chants at the opponent player, that means that you can go into their bar later and drink with them.
They're just as racist as the others.
So a lot of players that are there, that is their excuse. It's just football. They're being whatever. I even use it as an excuse.
Yeah.
It's just gamesmanship.
Yeah.
Here's your proof.
Here's the proof.
Do with it what you mean.
And another incident today of racism. Tyson of Shakhtar Donetsk. He was racially abused in the Dynamo Kiev Shakhtar Donetsk match today. He booted the ball in the stand after giving the fans the middle finger, and the ref gave him a red card. So, come on, we're heading home quickly. We're heading home. Did you want to chime in on the racist thing? It seems like just another formality. I wanted to get your thoughts on a couple more things before we hit home. Did you want to give an opinion on that?
What is new? For them to say that he's not a full Italian, that is just ridiculous. He plays for the Italian national team. He was born there. So, I tell all the black people that I see going to Italy, why? Why would you go and subject yourself to this? Even Lukaku, and I'm like, why would you go and subject yourself to something like this? So, unless FIFA and UEFA decide to do about it, it's just going to be business as usual.
Yeah, business as usual. MLS Cup final, discussing football quickly in our own backyard. Seattle Sounders are the 29 champion of the MLS Cup. They defeated Toronto FC 3-1 in the MLS Cup final, just concluded within the last hour or so, or within the last 2 hours. Junior, your assessment on the year?
It was just a weird game. On the year?
On Seattle winning the game and then...
The final was a weird game because Toronto was balling Seattle, and then all of a sudden a little buck up our own goal. It just straight buck up, straight luck, and like the bottom just fell out. It's like the old legs of Toronto that say, you know what, not our year.
Not our year. Your thoughts on MLS Cup final 2019? Come on.
Seattle was just the better team. In the second half, the half that really mattered. Toronto, I thought they would have won. Michael Bradley was playing out of his mind. He was all over the pitch. He was clearing. He was going forward. He was distributing. It's just unfortunate that he didn't win. One of my Facebook friends messaged me to ask me what I thought about Jose Altidore not playing, not starting or coming on earlier. He shouldn't have been in the squad in the first place. He's coming off a big injury. He's not match fit, and this is turf. You have to save him for another year or so. So congrats to Seattle. They played when it really mattered.
Yeah. Big up to the Seattle Sounders. We just want to fill in football lovers in our own backyard on some other major news that occurred over the last few days in the MLS and MLS news stories. Darlington Nagbe will be traded or will be out. Will be moving on from Atlanta United to Columbus Crew pending tomorrow the trading deadline. Trading window opens, and NYCFC is looking for a new manager. Former Pep Guardiola assistant Torrent is out. He parted ways with New York NYFC. Maybe he will go back to Man City and work on the defense.
Maybe Pochettino can come to New York.
And maybe Pochettino will come to New York. Come on, any final news on those big things that happened in the MLS? At Nagbe trade and Dom leaving NYFC or parting ways with NYFC as we head home.
Man, the Nagbe Caleb Porter love affair is so strong. I mean, wherever Caleb Porter goes, then Nagbe. I wonder if Caleb Porter is going to draw for Darren Mata.
So this is where the problem happens now.
That's his boy. That's his boy. But I don't see where Nagbe fits in Columbus Crew. I think Higuain's brother is gone.
Yeah. So
maybe he will fit that role. But unless Caleb Porter brings in new attacking pieces and younger players, I don't see Nagbe being a good fit for them. But hey, it is what it is. And if New York City FC can get rid of his coach, DC, what are you doing?
Kalma, football lovers, come on, as a DC United fan. Junior, any quick thoughts or takeaway on those two big news?
The reason why Nagbe went to Columbus is not to play for Columbus. It's to play for the U.S. national team. That seems to be Columbus too.
the way to get to Columbus.
Yeah,
that's the U.S. national team.
Yeah.
And by the way, Caleb Porter, for Global World Footballer, is the head coach of the Columbus Crew. And
Betty Fairhalter or
Berhalter.
Yeah, he replaced Greg Berhalter.
Who is
the U.S. men's national team coach.
Who is the brother of?
Who is the brother of one of the executives of the U.S. men's national team.
He's a head executive.
He's a head executive of USS Soccer, United States Soccer Federation. Football fans, we ran hot today. We ran absolutely hot today. Australian ladies won their battle with equal pay, but we won't even touch this week. Football fans, link us on Instagram, Ball Chat Podcast on Instagram, Ball Chat 1 on Twitter, Ball Chat on Facebook. Email us at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. Liverpool, you will play the Liverpool song. Play the Liverpool song. Play the Liverpool song. You never walk alone. Come on, later. Play the Liverpool song.
See, you're not a Liverpool fan.
I am a fan of winning teams. Later.